This is an explanation of the second and third page of the Accuplacer Accommodations Intake Packet document. So starting on page 2, this is the FERPA disability page. This is a place for you to provide your FERPA password. That is the password you want us to use when to verify the identity of the person who you have cleared for us to be able to talk to about your accommodations information. So first thing is it says authorization of access of individuals of disability related information. First thing, the paragraph at the top says I, and then your first and last name, which will be automatically added, authorize the accommodation staff of the learning centers at Southwestern Assemblies of God University to release or discuss any pertinent medical, psychological, educational, or vocational information to the individual listed below. Communication may occur by phone, electronically, by mail, or in person. The purpose of any disclosure will be for the purpose of assisting me in the pursuit of my educational goals. These disclosures of information will be restricted to what is necessary and relevant to the case and when the student is present whenever possible. So in these fields down here, number 1, indicate which password you want to use below. If you want to use the current FERPA password that you already have, check this box and then fill in this field, enter that whatever your current FERPA password is. If you would like to use a different FERPA password other than the one that you have that will be used only for your disability information, then check this box and then enter whatever that FERPA password is down here. The second area is for you to provide the full names of the individuals permitted to access your disability information. So other than you, if there's somebody else that you would like to be able to talk with us or be present while we're talking and you and I are discussing your disability stuff and your accommodations, then you need to list their first and last name where it says individual and then explain what their relationship is to you. Mother, father, husband, wife, brother, sister, etc., something like that. There's room here for 3 individuals to do that. If you have more than 3, then you need to just get a second copy of this document. I have them individually if you'd like to email me and add them as well on that. This document will need to be printed out and physically signed by you, the student. Your first and last name will already be listed as well as the date because of putting it in those fields at the top of the first page. The third page is another release form. It's authorization to release. So authorization to release or exchange confidential information. It says I and then your first and last name either authorize or prohibit the academic accommodation staff of the learning centers to contact any of the providers listed on the disability documentation I've provided to them, to seek new information or clarify existing information that they deem necessary to evaluate my need for accommodations. Also, to share or discuss this documentation when necessary with other SAGU staff while determining accommodations. This does not mean that anyone will have access to your accommodations information at SAGU. It just gives us the ability to discuss that with them if it is necessary for us to set up your accommodations. Farther down it says, this may include information about me from the following categories: treatment summary, history intake, diagnosis, psychological test results, psychiatric evaluation, medication history, dates of treatment attendance, professional recommendations. I understand that this consent will continue until I choose to revoke it. I understand I have the right to refuse to sign this form and that I may revoke my consent at any time, except to the extent that the information has already been released. I also understand that refusal to sign this release could add to the time needed to complete the accommodations review process. And it's signed by you, the student, the physical signature, and the date